Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video I'm going to be talking about summer eyeshadow palettes, perfect palettes for this time of year. We are back to warmer, hot weather, sun, beach, summer dresses, and these are mainly colorful palettes, so it's really colorful summer palettes that I'm going to show you guys today. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty. I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright guys, I feel like I'm really a summer babe right now, especially with this decor back here. All the fruit, all the color. I got my happy little fun, colorful, bright watermelon light that I got from 5 and Below. I need more of those in my life. I think I want to go back. I think I'm officially obsessed with 5 and Below. They had so many other fun little lights like that. So if you start seeing more and more little light ups in the back, that's why. Because your girl is now obsessed. But I am just embracing summer. It's warm. It's hot. It's like 90, 100 degrees again in Texas. I am just here for the beach. I'm ready to get a tan back because I feel like I'm a little on the light side and I would like to look sun-kissed. I want to be a sun-kissed goddess again. But I have some fun, colorful palettes that I wanted to mention. I have 10 here. I try not to do too many. I always include swatches. I think I do, right? I include swatches in these videos. And I try to not do too many repeats. I think some I might have mentioned in a spring palette video and maybe one I mentioned in my last summer palettes, but just to give you different options. But I'll link that playlist below with all my palettes I recommend for each season because I'm a seasonal type of babe. Now of course you can wear any color eyeshadow or anything you want any time of the year. I just like to get palettes that kind of inspire me for the season we're in. Because that's just like what I do, and I tend to wear very colorful things in the summertime and I like to match my makeup to my clothes, so I tend to gravitate towards colorful palettes. So if you're a nudie lover, this might not be like your jam with these palettes, but if you're a nudie lover that's looking for more color, this would be probably a helpful video. Or if you're just a crazy color lover like me. So there's no ranking here. There's no order I'm going in with these palettes in terms of like what I like more than others. I just like them all for different reasons. I think some might be a little bit more smoky and some might be a little bit lighter. So let's just dive right in. So we're gonna just start off with an all shimmer palette because this is perfect for the summertime. I did mention this, I think, in the spring video that I did on spring palettes, but this is the Seahorse palette from Adept Cosmetics. This might have been their summer launch, now that I think of it. But it's full of like colorful shimmers that lean a little bit more pastel, but come on. This will be perfect to use with like your colorful mattes, your deeper colorful mattes to brighten things up, give you inner corner highlight moments. It's just great to go from spring into summer using this palette. I've used it a lot in spring and I tend to pair this with a lot of palettes in my collection when I'm needing a fun, bright, colorful pop in the inner corner, or I just need some contrast in the lids just to get things brightened up. I probably could have used this palette in this look. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did a shop my stash video using makeup that I've either neglected or forgotten about. If you want to see that video, I'll link it below. I'll put it up in the corner so you can see how I did this look because I love it. It's so citrusy and it's so summery. But yeah, that's there for your viewing pleasure. Then I have this one from Cosmic Brushes. I keep thinking they're going to switch to Cosmic Beauty, but I feel like their page or their website still says Cosmic Brushes. So I don't know if their name officially changed or not, but it's the Delicious Delights palette, which I think might have been mentioned last year, or my spring palette. But come on. Look at this. It's colorful. It's fun. It's summery. It's floral-y. It's just got all the vibes. I don't know why like these colors also make me think of like the boardwalk, cotton candy, you know, ice cream, just hot days by the beach. The salt is in the air. You can smell sunscreen. This is what it makes me think of. I don't know why it does, but do you guys have that perfume from Skylar called Boardwalk where it's like cotton candy scent and it's like kind of pink and blue on the outer packaging? I don't know, I guess like the blue and the pink just made me think of cotton candy. I need to go spray that perfume on because it smells so good and it has a little bit of coconut. So this is Boardwalk Summertime Vibes. Then of course I had to mention this one. This is a newbie that came out this year with Gourmand Girls times Steph's Beauty Stash. She created the most colorful, brightest neon palette for you to just live your best summer life because it's bright, it's fun. I think I forgot to mention this in my recent ranking eyeshadow palette video. I can't believe I didn't put this in the ranking. It would have been really high up there. I think I thought I ranked this because I did a ranking for all my Gourmand Girl palettes, and this was, I think, number one. I think it was number one. Because I just love so much color. It has neons, and these neons are so bright and intense. You can really get them to build up and just pop on the eyes. There is perfect amount of depth. There's these beautiful shimmers, this beautiful like iridescent shade to go in the inner corner. I mean, you're gonna be colorful with this. And I love that they also included a deep cocoa brown too. And if you're not like one to go in with a lot of color, you can go in with these shades and mix them with nudie shades. So go in with like a brown moment and then pop this neon in the inner corner to get some color. You can do that too. You don't have to go full bam color like I do, like what I have on my eyes right now. You can mix them with neutrals, make them work for you. But if you're wanting to like be colorful for the season, just pop something colorful in the inner corner or pop a fun color on the lower lash line and do nudes on the top. You can totally do that and this will get you there. Then I have this one from Enzy Rain. This is the Cosmic Dreamer palette. This is pretty new to my collection. I did a whole video on it. Now this has more of like a darker kind of grungy twist to it, but I still think of the season with like the blues. Like I think of the ocean, I think of flowers, sun, like summer sunsets with this. And this one, this will transition into fall really well. So going from summer into fall, this will get you there. So you will be able to use this for like 2 seasons. I mean, you could use this any time of the year. I would use this any time of the year. It's really good. It was a new version of their previous Cosmic Dreamer palette. So it's like the 2.0 version. And it's really good. It's in their like updated matte formula that is very pigmented, buttery, blendable, and then it has all these beautiful intense shimmers. Some are more smooth, some are really sparkly, some have a darker base to them, but I also love the grungy tones. I love grungy shades. Like, oh, they have my heart. Then you have this intense bright green. But if you already have the original Cosmic Dreamer palette and you're happy with that one, I mean, you don't necessarily need this one, but I think it complements the previous one really well. Like, they have different tones that you could work them together, but come on, look at this. It's so cute and beautiful. I actually have a lot of Enzy Rain palettes in this video today because they do a lot of color. So of course the Strawberry Moon palette, which they have done a revamp to this palette as well. I think it's square pans because it's circle pans, and they did some updates on the formula. I'm kind of curious about that one, but it seems very similar to this one. So I don't know if I want to repeat, or maybe I do. I still need to pick up a bunch of other palettes from them, but come on, it's fun. It makes me think of like pool days. Like I think of the pool right here, then I think about like a garden here. Then you do have depth. A lot of these shimmers have shifts to them. They're fun. I mean, the packaging is even giving very summery, warm day vibes, right? I love Enzy Rain. They're on the pricier side, but you're going to get super high quality, intense, special metallics from them. Really nice mattes. I do think their formula is worth it, but I know that they can be pretty pricey. But I mean, you can even buy singles from them. You just get a few colors, give them a test, and you'll see they're really good. Then I have another Enzy Rain palette, the Twisted Teapot palette. This is, you know, a spinoff with like Alice in Wonderland, getting like creepy tea party vibes, but this one is very colorful but does have the grunge. So another really good palette that will transition you into the fall season, even winter. I could see wintry looks you could do with this because I think of blues and like purples when I think of winter time, but it still has a lot of fun color to it and purpley shades. I wonder if this is kind of similar to the Cosmic Dreamer. Yeah, it's kind of similar to the Cosmic Dreamer 2.0. I feel like it's a more condensed version, actually. I think you can still get this one. I don't think it is discontinued, but maybe if you wanted this one more than that one, like you want it just more of a smaller scaled down version, you could totally go with this one, because I just realized they have a lot of similarities. I never thought to compare these like when I did the review video, but I see some things that are similar, like with the greens, some of the pinks, and then the grungy tones. I need to compare these a little closer together, but it's also still giving summer. And I don't know, I think of Alice in Wonderland, like I think of like it being warmer months for that cartoon or whatever, like it was summertime when that happened. So that's why I also think of this one. Then I have the one from Wicked Widow Beauty, the Resurrection palette, my most favorite palette from Wicked Widow Beauty. I also have a code with them, by the way. It is, I think, Breezy Beauty. I also have a code with Enzy Rain. I have codes always in the description. It's Breezy Beauty, I think, for Wicked Widow, and for Enzy Rain, it's BRIANACHANG in all caps. That's on the screen for you guys, but you can get some money off from Enzy Rain as well as Wicked Widow Beauty. But here it is, color. These are more like primary colors, but there's some depth in here. There's some shifty shades. You have some brightness with like this yellow, a little lavender moment. It is my most favorite colorful palette in my collection, hands down. It's got the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the purple, the blue, some grays in here, smoky tones. It basically has everything you need to create some really fun and colorful looks, as well as smoky looks. You can like go like real smoky and then do a pop of color in the inner corner, especially with this shade right here. It's such a good bright shade. And the mattes are very pigmented in here, and they're very soft to the touch. And then the shimmers are really intense and shifty. And I think they still sell this if you're needing a staple, colorful rainbow palette in your collection. I highly recommend this one. This to me is the best, hands down, in my collection. And it's colorful, so I think it's perfect for the season that we are in, or we're going into. I don't know, is it officially summer? I know it starts in June somewhere. But then I have the Blend Bunny Cosmetics, the Sickly Sweet palette, which I know I mentioned in my spring palette video, because it's pastel leaning, but there's a twist to it. There is depth in here and some deeper colorful shades, so it doesn't make it an all pastel palette. It makes it very versatile. So you have your depth, you have fun pastels that can work as inner corner highlights, brightening shades on the lid, and they're super pigmented pastel palettes. So this is my most favorite pastel palette in my collection. I think this has the best pastel matte formula that I've ever tried, and this too is a great from spring to summer kind of palette. And I feel like you could even rock this into fall, winter. You could rock this all year round. I mean, I know mostly people wear pastels during the spring, but because this includes like depth and like deeper colorful shades, it makes it perfect to transition through different seasons, and it's just so good. And pastels, I'm telling you, make gorgeous inner corner highlights. They make such a difference. They're just poppy and beautiful in the inner corner, or like layering them up in the inner portion on the lid too. Oh, this is so good and scrumptious, and it has cotton candy. Boardwalk vibes right here. Boardwalk summer, salt, sea, sand, sunscreen, cotton candy. Even though this was their Halloween launch. I love that they did something totally different for Halloween. Then I have this one from Unearthy. It's the Spring Magic palette, but it's also bringing summer magic, okay? It is a little bit more muted. It's not as intense and super crazy bright on the color, but it's still color. But this is great for my nudie lovers that prefer nudes. I think if you're gonna get into color, muted shades like this is a really easier way to get into using color. And then it has some like brightening shades. This makes a beautiful inner corner highlight. I love a matte white in the inner corner. Then you have some of these softer like rosy tones, and then you have some green, you have some blue, you have inner corner highlights like here, this fun pink. So you can do a lot with this, still be on the colorful side, but not overly intense with the color. It's a little bit more, I guess you could say, wearable. So I think this is really good for nudie lovers, and it has some nudie shades in here too. So you could do like the browns and then mix it with some color if that is your preference. But formula is excellent, a lot of options. This is a good spring to summer palette, and I feel like this would also work into the fall because they're like more muted and there's like a good amount of cool tones. But I do hope they come out with a Summer Magic palette, because they do have this one and the Fall Magic, and then they should have a Winter Magic. They should just complete the whole collection with different seasons. I'd be so here for that. And then the last palette, which has been a favorite of mine lately, and it's the Blend Bunny Machina palette. Now this, this is so beautiful and so good, and like the neon-y shade right here is so pigmented. Then you do have some lighter tones, but you have a lot of depth and smokiness in here too. It's kind of giving me the Wicked Widow Beauty Resurrection palette. Like I see actually a lot of similarities between the two. Oh my god, yeah. Holy crap, they have a lot of similarities. These would go really well together, but it's giving the same vibes. Well, I'm just discovering how similar some palettes are to one another, right? Oh my god, this would pair really good with this one, because this one has a lot of mattes. I think this might, no? Do they have the same amount of mattes? That one actually, no, this one actually has more mattes and this is more shimmers in it. But this one too is great, I think, for all seasons, because there's color, there's grunge, there's the warm tone, cool tones. You can do the sunset, summery looks. You can do the grungy looks, the Christmassy winter looks with this too. So this is an all year rounder kind of palette, and the formula just blew my mind in here. The look I was able to create, I did like a get ready with me using this, created the most beautiful intense look. At least I think so. I'll link that video below. I mean, I'll link any video that I've done on any of these palettes below, like next to their link to find the palette, so you can see them in action if you're like trying to get some inspiration for looks. But this is good, and look at the shade. There's some really intense shifty ones. The formula of the metallics are even more stunning than like their older palettes. And then this guy needs to have a whole moment to themselves, because it's so good. But yeah, that is all the palettes that I wanted to mention. Lots of color, lots of fun, lots of transitional, versatile palettes that I think you could like use in multiple seasons. But as I said before, you can use any color any time of the year. I just like to be a seasonal type of bee. I like to coordinate my makeup with the clothes I'm wearing, and usually the clothes I'm wearing goes for the season that I'm in. So that's why I tend to stick to certain color schemes each season. And it also helps me like go and reopen up palettes I haven't used in a while, like because like in the fall, I'm using like a lot of grungy stuff. And then when the summer comes, I can pull back out colorful things I wasn't using during the fall or winter. And that's why I like to kind of rotate for the seasons. But I hope this video was helpful and giving you some inspiration, giving you some palette ideas that you can use, or reminding you about these palettes that you might have in your collection that you can pull out, get some use out of it, give some love to the things that you already have, and not feel the need to buy like the new summer releases, because I'm sure you have a lot of good summer palettes. If you're watching this video, you're probably a makeup lover, and I'm sure you have some stuff in your collection and you probably like a lot of color here, because I do mostly colorful looks on my channel. But you guys want to have to let me know, what are your thoughts in the comments below? Did you agree, disagree with these palettes, or what palettes would you recommend for the summertime? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here, you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun colorful makeup content, you like a lot in makeup and eyeshadow palettes, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I'll have all the palettes linked, videos linked, this look linked. Like I said, I did a Shop My Stash if you want to check that out. And I will also have my contact and my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, being amazing, supporting me, and just being the best part of YouTube. And I just hope you guys are having a wonderful, like, warm summer season. I hope you have some great summer vacation plans. And I just hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world, and just send you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.